Okay, so where was I? Okay, so I am very thankful for visiting my Facebook page, for you to visit my Facebook page. Um, yeah, I had that little psychosomatic seizure last week, and I'm very much recovered right now. Um, Everything is fine. If you're watching this video, you're a human being. And if you're a human being, you deserve certain things such as safety and happiness and the opportunity for wealth. So yeah, and myself am by birth given certain responsibilities to look after certain things in people's lives. So this is really nothing for me. It goes on every day. There's a crazy Russian guy right there. I got attacked like last Monday. Oh, that was yesterday. I got attacked yesterday. So this is really nothing. That was nothing. I'm just glad I got the chance for everybody to see it. You know, why is why is Olivia acting so weird all the time? And that's that's why. I care about other people. I want people to be safe. I want people to be happy. And French call it raison d'être. My my duty, my responsibility. So yeah, back to world diplomacy. Back to world diplomacy. Let's get back to business. In the last month, there has been a lot of progress. I can see that through the media. I'm talking about military, economics, socio-cultural aspects of everything. So I'll start with the bad news and then go on with the good news. The good news will come later. The bad news, I had to point out something. Something I discovered, during my, active duty. is the fact that I had a little research before. I did a little research on the effects of constitutional monarchy and the welfare of nations. Not wealth of nations, Adam Smith. Welfare of nations. And while I was doing this research, I clustered the nations with similar sociocultural background and geographic proximity. And nations that can maintain constitutional monarchy tend to do better in terms of keeping domestic peace and wealth and welfare. So, if you look at these regions where people say is infested with war and poverty, like, what are some famous regions? The Middle East, Central Africa, and Latin America, etc., etc. So, in each of those regions, there are different nation states. There are different countries, and for the exact individual nations, I'd have to check the CIA factbook, but there is a correlation between countries that go to war and countries that have a constitutional monarch. So, like, if you look at their democracy indices and their economic indices and their socio-cultural indices, they tend to be better off. So, I'm addressing the United States military on this. If there's a problematic country in the world, you have to look for their spiritual leaders. Any problem, it doesn't have to be a constitutional monarch or their historical empire, which is also feasible. But yeah, any problem that can't be resolved through modern political science can be sufficiently complemented by traditional politics. Sorry, there's this crazy Russian guy right there, and I'm I'm gonna do this as fast as I can. I'm gonna leave. So I'm talking about like village leaders or religious leaders, tribal leaders, ethnic clan leaders. So my advice is that you talk to these people and ask for their cooperation from within these countries. So you can see that it'll be easier to move the hearts, the psyche, the internal part of these awful governments that torture their people and bring in horror to their governments. So I'm doing this research. It's not a horizontal research. It's a vertical research on how we can approach each of these countries in terms of their inside politics. And every country has a vertical politics. And what I've noticed is that in these, Middle East regions, Central Africa regions, and the Latin American regions, a lot of the countries with a British influence tend to be richer. Their welfare is better, their people are better, they make more money, people are living longer and living happier, so on. So the Marxists call this British colonialism, and it's a horrible thing. It killed a lot of people. But again, people always kill each other. That is something I've come to accept. And I've come to learn to refute this theory of colonialism. I can see some people going, but so what is colonialism? It's just a theory. It's just a theory. It can be refuted. It could be wrong. There's no such thing as a third world nation. And I'll go on with why in the next video. Okay?